Yo, 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 what up, everyone? We're here with episode 13, keeping up with the 2022 happenings. I'm like, which 20 is it, right? But a lot of
It's been a pretty long decade, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's that weird thing where it's going by fast, but yet very grueling.
Right.
A grueling speed. And with that being said, where are we at? We're seeing a lot of things coming to culminations. We're seeing a lot of what happened last year sort of being documented. A big one being with the streaming, right?
Yeah, for sure. Well, Disney Plus beat out HBO and Netflix for new subscribers.
That's so
Combined,
crazy.
more than both those combined,
well,
right?
They do offer that really good deal where you get
The bundle,
where
yeah.
you get the bundle. So
Yeah.
like you get the Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus. So it's like
Yeah.
I would instead of Netflix or HBO, I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing some really, gruesome of American football after a nice Winnie the Pooh session, So yeah, that makes a lot of sense, Or perhaps keeping everyone in the family happy, the kids and the adults alike.
I just like it because you can watch the MMA on it
Really? I didn't know that.
on the ESPN Plus.
All the pay-per-view stuff too?
No.
Just the free stuff.
Something for everybody.
Yeah, a little something for everyone. Yeah, and speaking of, they're trying to give a lot more to many with Star Wars. Seeing I think a season finale with Boba, right?
Yeah, that was.
And then the big one, which I've been very happy with where Boba's going. I think there's still people who are like one or the other for Mandalorian or Boba.
Right.
But it's nice to see just all the whole universe in general, right? Kind of just connecting and whatnot. So
Yeah, they did a good job, and it's getting everybody pumped for the new stuff coming up.
which was what I was gonna say. That's the more for most that everyone is looking forward to, or at least very curious about. Obi-Wan.
Oh yeah.
May 25th.
Which is a special one for me. That's actually my pop's B-day, so I'm like, oh, cool,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
He enjoyed Star Wars. He didn't love Star Wars, but that was from his era, and yeah, so
I'm a big Obi-Wan fan.
yeah. He's always been a character that has been casted well,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
I can't think of
Alec
event.
Guinness. Alec Guinness is the original,
Alec
and
Guinness.
then Ewan McGregor.
I'm
McGregor.
Spartacus.
I'm Alec Guinness. No, I'm Alec Guinness.
Yeah, so I want to see what they do with it, and yeah, see how it connects with everything. It'd be nice to see if like the music, for example, who's the guy that's doing the scores for Mando and Boba? It's like Göransson or something like
German dude.
that. Yeah, Ludwig, I think Göransson or.
I can't remember his name.
But
no,
man,
yeah.
they are just on fire, and I do apologize for getting the name most likely incorrect, but I was talking to a buddy of mine who's also a very solid composer, and that he's understood this guy to be really great at integrating very like live instrument sounds and aesthetics with the more modern
Mm.
electronic whether it's sort of like beats or like trap beat infused or
Yeah,
just
it's got an atmosphere to it, which is good. You need that in Star Wars, and I think John Williams recently celebrated his birthday, so it's worth to note. Star Wars wouldn't be what it is without the music.
Yeah. How old is John Williams?
Probably in his 90s.
Wow.
Really?
He's amazing.
Very memorable songs and theme songs and all the music.
Oh yeah, not just Star Wars, but
Star Wars, Indiana Jones,
Yeah.
Tintin, fucking
Tintin,
Hook,
yeah.
Harry Potter,
Harry
Lincoln,
Potter.
Man. A banger.
Schindler's List.
Banger among gangs.
Dun, 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 dun.
What a heartfelt, very heart-wrenching movie. That is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
The violin solo in that's one of the signature compositions of his.
In Schindler's List?
And,
Yeah.
and actually, I think I got it right, by the way. Ludwig, I don't the pronunciation, but Göransson. Yeah. Anyways, I was
There you go.
even if I got the pronunciation wrong, at least I was in the ballpark.
I wasn't sure because Michael Giacchino, I
No,
think.
you're wrong.
I was
You're
wrong. Yeah.
Get
Zero
out,
credit.
get
Zero credit.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, cancel that motherfucker.
Michael Giacchino was the composer who did Solo and Rogue One, I think. So he kind of bridged that gap, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool.
Big Rogue One fan over here.
Yeah, and it's so funny. All the like non-numbered, I guess, movie installments, right? For me, some of the best. Now, I won't say I loved Solo, but I mean Rogue One. God, I mean,
Rogan was the first like non-Skywalker saga full-length film, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right.
Good
Well, I
point.
mean, it
Great
still
point.
ties into the saga.
Yeah,
That's true.
It's just
No, but he
non-
means
it's
like
just non-
non-Skywalker main character.
Right.
It's in between three and four, right? Rogue One.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
it takes place right before 4.
Right before 4, yeah.
Literally, like,
Yeah,
Oh.
but really great, like just modern Star Wars movie and yeah, not one of the big ones, not a numbered
So
one.
they're saying that this Obi-Wan series is supposed to be set 10 years after Revenge of the Sith.
Mm.
Oh, shit.
Nice.
so when
F-
Luke's
in the
like
future.
10 and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
So-
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. It's all in the future, Rama.
Well, it's about like 10, 12
Yeah,
years
right.
from Revenge of the Sith
Future.
anyway, when it came out, like in
Mhm.
2008. About
Admittedly, I have a
13
hard time
years.
keeping up with the
Timeline.
the timeline. I mean, the chronology I get okay, but like knowing how much time was in between each, yeah, I
You
I've
don't
slipped
know
that up.
how many years after the Battle of Yavin that Empire Strikes Back took place?
Nope. That's all.
That's the to really nerd out for a second. That is the timeline. It's the Battle of Yavin is like BC
yeah, it's their A,
Yeah,
B,
like,
and
yeah,
BC and
yeah.
Star Wars.
Interesting. Nice.
BC AD. You know, it's so the Battle of Yavin, of course, is in or Yavin.
Yeah,
Yavin 4 or
think it's
whatever.
Yavin.
Now we
Yeah.
question and are uncertain about everything. But
Right.
That's all right. We'll
So
be
that
okay.
is the lineage. But yeah, so speaking of space,
Speaking of
Futurama.
Speaking about nerding out on shit,
Yeah,
right?
Futurama's getting a revival.
Same
I'm
with
so
same with the,
happy. I love Bender.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but Bender, see, this is a big controversy. Supposedly, John DiMaggio, who plays Bender, is not going to be a part of the reunion. They got the
Yeah,
whole
did they
original
say
cast
why?
to.
Did they say
Not that I know of. I didn't catch why,
And there's
but
the most
Had
memorable
something to
character.
do with
Yeah.
something.
something to do with something?
probably money.
Yeah.
It's always money. When something has to do with something, it's usually money.
Well, that's too bad. I mean, I guess I usually think something better than nothing, but also, if it's an integrity thing, but I mean, who am I to judge? But I would be happy
I
to.
am one
I'd be
to judge.
happy to
Yeah.
pocket some.
We are. That's why
We-
we're here. We're judging. Yeah, what the-
well, okay.
Is
I
this-
get it
is
this
this a
wrong.
new concept
Or I'm just
here?
being afraid. Yeah, it all sucks. Everyone sucks. I hate everyone. No, but I'd
don't
say
gotta
I'd
be
say
downers,
I'd say
man.
I'd want to pocket some of that Futurama, cash flow. Like, come on,
Yeah.
I mean, at least get some points on that and
Yeah.
have some perpetual, a continued perpetual income. But
Right.
another thing to nerd out on, X-Men, right? They're reviving the '90s series, which
Yeah.
That's gonna take us right back to the 90s.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that. I mean, such a classic theme song, and then just nice seeing all those characters sort of in like I think their earliest like visual media rendition, right? I mean,
Yeah.
beyond comic books. I mean, and books in general, there's a visual component, but I guess like modern visual. I don't know. I don't know how to
Has a
describe
classic
animation.
animated style.
Yeah,
It's-
one of the first animated things that
Yeah.
it had going, and
Yeah,
yeah,
it's gonna pick up right where it left off,
that's cool.
supposedly.
That's
Awesome.
cool. I need a refresh on my memory of it because it's been so long since I seen it all. I remember early in the pandemic, I was trying to get on and start from the beginning, and it was sort of when they were first experiencing like the Sentinels try to like come up and like mess them up and capture them and mess them up and and then I saw it was pretty early on in the series where that classic picture of Wolverine looking at the picture frame.
Yeah.
And it's such a good meme now where like anytime you want to reminisce about the good stuff, you're like, just that picture of Wolverine looking at it. So funny, man.
Nostalgia.
Yeah.
That's a good
Reflection.
one.
Yeah. Well, speaking of good ones, we heard that Senor Saget, his passing, we have heard of for some time now, but now learning more about perhaps the cause of it.
Yeah, it looks like he had a head injury, like blunt force trauma to the head, and being ruled an accident. So it's likely he hit his head and just knocked out right afterward.
And so what ruled an accident based on they have no suspects, I guess?
Well, yeah, he was
No
alone,
foul
I think.
play.
No,
No foul play.
Evidence of
That's
no
what
foul play, yeah.
It sucks,
Regardless, yeah.
I think I was probably a bigger fan of some of his stand-up stuff than
Oh,
any
yeah.
of the Full House things. Maybe I have a predisposition because everybody called me Uncle Jesse when I was a kid, and it pissed me off.
Stand-up's pretty raunchy.
Yeah, Saget had some good moments, though, and so rest in peace.
Yeah, rip. Yeah, no, I mean, unfortunately, I didn't know too much of it, but yeah, I mean, still, regardless, it's a sad way for someone to leave. Yeah, so that's too bad. But you know who I'm not sad to see leave because they ain't leaving is some good old Bruce, right? Some good old Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Bruce.
Oh, yeah.
Wayne.
Yeah. Tickets
I want
are
to go see it.
selling pretty hot.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. He's here
No.
to stay. So
Good.
yeah.
I mean,
know.
I'd like them to like tell like maybe like a Miles Morales, like a Batman Beyond like type of.
Right.
movie,
What are they
something
gonna do?
like
They
that.
could do something where they
Yeah.
get like all of the Batmans who've ever played Batman to
Yeah.
be in a movie like Spider-Man.
I just
Because I mean, the best Batman ever was Michael Keaton. I'll stand
I
on. the
like
corner
Kevin
and die on
Conroy,
that
man. I
hill.
like Kevin Conroy, man. But you know,
Who
yeah.
the hell is that?
He's the voice actor. The voice actor for the 90s
just like,
Batman
wait,
the
how?
animated.
Yeah,
He
but
totally counts.
He
but
counts. He
He
counts,
does, but
yeah.
in a different way. I get it. I just wanted to, you know,
Acknowledge,
fanboy
yeah.
over him for a sec
Because
because
when he comes on screen, everybody's like, "Oh!" when they hear him talk. Like, oh, there
yeah,
you go.
yeah, right. Or maybe at least have a cameo with him, you know, like
Yeah.
how Stan Lee always got one in
Right.
all the various Marvel
Could be his
movies.
conscience.
Yeah. Ooh,
If
that would
Ben
be
Affleck
cool,
gets- if-
dude.
if-
There we go. Okay, we're
If,
selling that one
You
for 10
taking
mil.
notes out there?
We're selling that one for 10 mil, baby.
If Ben Affleck gets to be in it, I guess we can.
Yeah, better for sure, for
Val
sure.
Kilmer,
And then see,
George Clooney.
yeah, and then
Ben Affleck was not bad compared to those two. George
Yeah.
Clooney.
I don't think any performance of the Batman would have changed how Batman Forever and Batman and Robin turned out. I mean, it was
Yeah.
cute back
I
then.
don't know
but
where
now
were
we're-
the other
yeah.
Times have
drugs
changed.
going.
yeah, but
Well, yeah, I mean, then Christian Bale.
yeah. But I mean, you kind of said it too. That was a director, sort of like the direction that the
But still, like,
producers.
They were
Isn't
trying
that
to be more like the '60s television show that was a
Mhm.
little bit more
Yeah.
corny and yeah.
I love everyone.
Speaking of shows about superpowers, there's a Netflix original Raising Dion. Season 2 just came out.
Oh yeah. You were talking about that one last time too, right? Yeah, but
Yeah.
season 2, nice.
It's definitely pretty realistic, or as realistic as a show about superheroes can be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like The Boys, like in terms of realism?
Um,
Have you seen that?
no, I haven't actually.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
Mm.
it's pretty cool. It has like a young African American kid that's learning how to use his powers, and yeah, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, that's
Don't
nice.
want to spoil anything, but yeah, check it out.
That's cool. Yeah, dope. Yeah, yeah, so much to keep up with. So I'll just try. But something that is, I think, always on everyone's mind, especially with the talk Biden would have around it, is like tuition forgiveness, this and that, and tuition in general, right? It's just ever increasing and becoming just a more privileged thing that people can experience if they get the chance to, more than it was even before. So,
Right.
but now we're hearing of Dolly Parton, right? Senora Parton. I don't know. She married
Ah. I'm not sure. I'm sure she has been
Yeah,
at some
yeah.
point.
Madam Parton, right?
Dolly
So,
Parton
yeah, what's she
is
doing?
awesome. She's fucking awesome. So yeah, she is going to offer all expenses paid, tuition, fees, books for any employee at Dollywood, part-time, full-time, seasonal.
Legit.
Solid.
Yeah.
And that's how it should be. And it sucks that it has to come from the private sector. I mean,
Yeah.
why is that a thing? And that's something that I think gets so overlooked. These
I heard
look,
Amazon
yeah.
does
yeah,
that.
and for all types of employee.
No, just for like their not for because like they have called the I do the flex. So not for like flex, but like if you like work at the factory.
Yeah.
something like that.
Right.
Well, especially if you're gonna potentially get trapped there, fucking on the clock during a fucking tornado or
with-
some shit.
I mean, going
yeah,
back
you
to
better
the-
pay for that shit.
Going back to the cost of education, and then that's any help that you can get, the better. So private ventures and public ventures, the joint ventures are really, really good for getting people the help they need to go to school.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
needed.
I mean, and hopefully at the very least serving as a reminder and an example of that it can be done, and so get on it. And that's why us as citizens, we're perhaps trying to express the extent of our influence as much as possible, voting and being informed with our votes, and trying to do our best to be as informed as possible and not get bogged down by like single issue, votership, I guess.
Sure.
And these little things, are easy to overlook, but man, they are so impactful. Yeah.
So more kind of music-related news. Genesis is back together.
Yeah.
Must be
Woohoo.
some
One-
misunderstanding.
There must be some. Yeah, that's a good
Classic.
one. So Phil Collins has kind of been recovering from a surgery. He can't play drums anymore, so he's just singing with the band, and his son
That's still cool. Yeah.
Nick Collins is playing the drums with them, and
And are they what? A sibling, brother?
I just said his son.
Oh, I missed it. Sorry. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Son's
It's his
cool.
son.
Nice.
No son of mine. Inside
Pay
Genesis
attention.
joke.
I tried. It's so much. Like I said, it's too much. It's too much.
So, just a side note, though, Phil Collins, I don't think gets enough credit for literally like changing the way music sounded. You know, I mean, in 1981, I think, In the Air Tonight, when that came out, I mean, he was 30-something years old. I mean, he was early 30s when that came out. And with the sound and the production literally changed the way, definitely the way drums were recorded and produced in the 80s, but just the whole sound, it blew something off.
Was he the source of the exploration of like electronic drums and
I don't know, but
I
I
thought
know
Genesis had a they had a lot of involvement with those I don't know.
Well, yeah, they pushed the boundary with their
Yeah.
production stuff. You know, they were using emulators and MIDI and stuff before, you know, a lot of people were. But, you know, in his contribution though to pop music in particular, I mean, In the Air Tonight, everybody knows that fucking drum solo, you know.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it. No matter if you're a country fan, if you're a rap fan, if you're a rock fan, it's undeniably huge.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so
How does it go
just,
again? Bam, ba-da-da-da-da, up and down. Just-
insert copyrighted material here. Right,
And also co-wrote Lion King, right?
No.
No, oh God,
he
that's
wrote-
dear
John.
He wrote,
I thought it was John, and I thought Phil Collins was.
No, he wrote
Tim
Tarzan,
Rice was
dude.
the lyricist that wrote.
He Tarzan. Okay, I thought he had some involvement with some
He
Disney
did
one.
Tarzan
I
and Brother
apologize.
Bear.
But you know what?
Yeah, Brother Bear.
And also I had to
I'm
go for it,
going-
so I apologize. Brother Bear. Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah,
thank
no,
you for
so
clearing that up. You know, hey, I gotta start somewhere, boys.
The confluence of and Hans Zimmer did the soundtrack for Lion King, so that's a whole. You know, you have Tim Rice, Elton John, and Hans Zimmer doing like the incidental music, the orchestral music,
Mhm.
and stuff. It's a hell of a combination of musical talent there.
Yeah.
But what's cool also is that Phil Collins was like one of the original Ringo stans, and like
Mm.
when people were like, Ringo sucks, and Ringo's not that, you know, he's not even the best drummer in the Beatles or whatever. When everybody uses that trope, but he was always like, dude, that that guy's one of the greatest drummers ever. Hold it down, perfect, memorable fills every time.
Yeah,
You
he's
can
like a
hum,
Charlie
can
Watts,
skip
you
the
know?
yeah.
Right. I mean, the whole laying down la la.
I dig
You
it.
know? Yeah.
laying down the law.
Which was you know, and it's always an aesthetic and for all instruments in their own ways, right? But especially in rock and roll, when it comes to rock and roll drums, I mean, over time, you know, drums have become much more lyrical. That's the way I describe it. Versus, like holding down, you know,
Compositional.
consistent. Yeah, and they're both great. It's nice to see where they fell within that.
Right.
Yeah.
So also on a related note, Ringo and the All-Star Band is going to be coming around as well.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, he's you know, him and Paul are the last of the Mohicans, so it's nice to see them still at it.
Man,
And but to see some new Mohicans, but then also kind of like tapping into an old sound, right? Silk Sonic
yeah.
is
I'm a big
is
Anderson
nice.
Impact fan.
Yeah,
same.
totally,
They're
totally,
badass.
totally. Yeah,
Props.
and even Bruno too. Honestly,
I'm not
I
saying
mean,
I'm not a Bruno,
yeah,
but
they're
I'm
great.
just saying of his singles.
because he's a great singer, he's a great drummer, he's a great
Yeah.
band leader,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you know, he's got it all for sure. I mean, yeah, so it's nice, and them as a duo is very powerful, and it's
Yeah.
nice to see them get recognized across the pond, right?
Yeah,
That's how they say it,
the
right?
Brits Awards, they
Yeah.
awarded them the best international group.
For sure.
Just
Yeah.
this is heading into their residency in Vegas, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, gonna make shit even more expensive than before. Yay.
Right. And then also we got news that Snoop Dogg is acquiring Death Row.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Very
I think he's
nice.
putting out a new album.
You go,
Death Row, motherfucker.
it's the record label he started with in the '90s.
Oh no, that's
Poetic.
Long Beach. Yeah, Snoop Dogg's Long Beach. I said Inglewood. Whoops. I was thinking of the other thing.
Dude,
I'm
what's
trying. Hey, you know
wrong
what?
with
What the-
You know what? Hey,
That's
you
egregious.
you
bro.
miss 100% of the shots you don't
What
make.
the fuck?
Right?
No, it's you don't take, not that you don't make, because of course
See?
you missed.
Oh.
Now you missed 2 shots. You got 3 strikes. You're out, pal.
We knew what you meant.
Hey, that's not fair. That's impacting me. A person that is impacted by those type of things.
Ah.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm watching.
I was
I'm
talking
watching.
baseball, not
I'm
the
watching.
justice system. Okay, give me a break.
I'm watching you. It's all connected, man. It's
I
all,
know I'm white. I can't
What's-
make any jokes
so-
anymore.
it's all
I know.
connected.
I can't be a stand-up comic.
No. You know what? It'd be a tough time to do it. I mean, because it's just you got to be careful. I mean, even
Not that I have the talent.
Even yeah, no, of course. Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I was trying to give you more credit than that, but.
Thank you.
But I mean, you gotta, everything is visible everywhere, and it's for better and for worse, right? I mean, it's good to keep people accountable, but also just seeing sometimes, certain journeys are meant to be, perhaps more personal than the invention of social media has sort of allowed things to be sometimes. And again, for better and for worse, I think of the Kanye thing, right? I mean, they were seeing just all of this unfold like as if we were right there in the middle of it,
Wasn't like I heard that like his like current girlfriend was like on a big show and was
Can't
like,
call her daddy.
and was like,
Yeah, man.
and was like, oh yeah, he's just like something, and then like he like praying to God like on social media for like.
While she's talking about,
Yeah.
not really worrying about their, his relationship with them, he was literally asking for God to reunite his family. And then, like, of course, he shared a bunch of pictures, and he's not in any of them. It's like, okay, well,
How'd you get him?
right. Well, no, but like,
taking these or what?
were you taking them, or you should be in a couple of them.
Under the welcome mat.
Shit.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I mean, but it does suck. See, I mean, even us that we're talking about it, and who are we, right? But
I mean, we shouldn't laugh at him.
We're us.
Yeah.
That's who we are.
Yeah.
Do I have to remind you of this again, George?
We're
We're us.
Yeah. I forget, man. I'm forgetting all of it. Yeah, and yeah. Well, you got to start somewhere.
And you got to stop.
Yeah, well, I mean, if the starting is at 1K for parking, then perhaps you'd hope that it stopped before it started, but it looks
Right.
like that ain't the case, right?
Oh man,
It's only going up from there. And for those of you who don't know, we're referring to
the Super Bowl.
yeah.
Coming to SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
Yeah, like one of the old homies, Tyree, told me they were trying to set up in the parking lot to sell food. They told him $1,000.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
I actually heard ICE is like on the lookout trying to crack down on street vendors and immigrants.
Man, that sucks, dude.
Yeah,
Like
guys,
they're just
don't
trying to make
understand.
Yeah.
money. I mean, like it's not like they're doing anything wrong.
No.
And it's honestly, it's counter. I mean, it's counter. I don't know. I personally think counterintuitive, but it also is going against what like a lot of like local government efforts. So like for like city of LA County, I was learning about this on maybe Ken X 1070, like that news radio thing. And they were talking about how, I'm not sure, but some sort of local government agency or entity was really trying to do their part to make sure that the local businesses right within that area, I guess that's what, Compton, Inglewood,
It's
ish.
Inglewood.
Yeah, Inglewood. Okay, thank you. Yeah, no, but all that neighboring stuff,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Even
yeah.
Gardena, this and that, right? But trying to get them connected to, let's say, companies that are maybe looking to get something catered or looking to just get sort of like special services for the event and getting them involved in contact with that need. So that was nice to hear, and I like that effort to integrate the local economic ecosystem and get them to benefit from this, because clearly we see that it changes everything from street traffic and infrastructure and parking to whatever weekend pricing on whatever, right, and yada yada. So that just
Yada yada, really?
sucks. Yada yada, like just in terms of the effort the efforts to just integrate.
You were on a good roll, and then you canceled it out with yada yada.
Yada yada. Well,
Yeah, you should have just let it.
Okay. Look,
No
this is
yada
a day of learning for all, but mainly me, and that's okay. I'm okay with that.
No, I'm learning all the time.
But also,
mainly
just
from you.
and so what I was just trying to see. Thank you, Creamsicle. I was just trying to say that. Then hearing what ICE is doing, man,
Right.
it's
Well,
just
it's not like
dirty.
Let's put it in a way that's more relatable. Pretend like the cops were busting the kids over there selling lemonade. Like, give me a fucking
Yeah,
break. You got better
exactly.
shit to
Yeah,
do.
They're not
better
really
shit
protecting anyone.
to do. No, yeah. So, yeah, and at Super Bowl, it's going to be a crazy fest because they might have various interruptions.
Mhm.
The trucker convoy is going to be rolling through potentially to
Ugh.
upset everything.
Yeah. So I wonder how they're gonna get in even.
Yeah.
The
You know what? Maybe.
parking.
But, yes, the parking and but maybe they'll try to buy tickets. And I was hearing this scam right now where don't buy any paper tickets because all tickets were done digitally. So if you're trying to do some game day, shenanigans of trying to get
Scalping?
lucky, You know, you're gonna spend those 2 G's or whatever, and then you're gonna be like, yo, this isn't even a thing.
I think the minimum price for a seat is like 7,000 or 8,000.
Oh my god, yeah. So 2 G's was lowballing the hell out of that. Yeah,
dude.
It's a lot.
It is a lot.
I've seen it like 10.8. Like,
Yeah, it's up there.
And then the same
wild.
people are going to turn around and go, I had to spend $100 for my family for at Disneyland. Fuck those bastards.
It's all context, man, and football is the greatest context of them all for many Americans.
It's gonna be.
yeah,
a
I
really
think
cool
it's just because
because
they think they could like let loose and stuff, and some people let loose
Halftime.
way
Yeah.
too much.
Who's playing halftime?
Eminem. Eminem's the main act.
Nice,
It's gonna be Dr. Dre,
nice,
Snoop Dogg,
nice,
Kendrick Lamar.
nice,
Missy Elliott.
fatty, dude. Oh,
Whoa,
that's
hey.
oh, hey, oh, okay. Well, you know what? I got to be mindful. No, but and actually, right now, she's her journey
She's
with
a badass, dude.
She's
Missy
a
Elliott
badass,
is a
and her
certified
journey
badass.
with her physical appearances is a long one, right?
Yeah.
But regardless, she's always been amazing, regardless of that, and that's just added to her who she is, and yeah. Hey, you know what? As someone that is a bigger person for sure, you know what? I always appreciate people of all sizes because it's taken me a long time to love myself and be okay with myself. So I'm all for people, just being at peace with who they are and
Really,
we're-
I've always loved you, George.
yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, you know what? It's a long time coming. I'm very much there more than ever before. That's for darn sure. But anyways, I do apologize. Didn't want to misconstrue that. But all of those people are fatty in many ways. The main way that I was referring to being the musical talent. Hell yeah,
Jams.
that's cool. And
yeah.
yeah, it sounds like a nice mix, but still all kind of in the same vein. Obviously, the sort of like rapping.
Yeah, the 90s.
Spoken
the 90s
word stuff
groove.
and free flowing, very much tapping into that style of music. So that's dope.
There's a joke that this is the closest that Detroit's gonna get to the Super Bowl because Eminem's performing, and also the quarterback of the Rams.
That hurts.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
the truth.
Yeah, but you know what? I'd be down to have Eminem, as part of like my hometown claim to.
Oh yeah.
What are the
Thanks.
odds that they play California Love?
100%.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
How about Forget About Dre? I don't know.
Yes, for
maybe
sure.
maybe for
For
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
And-
say if you forgot about Dre.
Yeah. It's such a man. Boom, 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 boom. Man, yeah, I love that. Oh man.
So good.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm excited. And lately the halftime shows have been pretty good, right? I liked even
Katy
last.
Perry?
Yeah. Oh well, I liked The Weeknd
That's
was
throwing it
part of
back.
it last year, right? Or
See, that's
am I skipping a year? I might be skipping a year, but
Time just flies.
yeah, time flies. But anyways, I mean, this is cool. I'm excited for this one, which
Look,
I'm
I don't
usually
think-
not always.
look, if you're talking about halftime shows, nobody will ever top Prince
Prince.
solo
It
in
rained.
the fucking rain.
It
Like,
rained.
I mean,
Yep.
how do you
Yeah.
top that?
2002
Like, I mean, they had
Miami.
like Maroon 5 and like a bunch of other bands. Just like, just replay the Prince shit, dude. Get that crap out of
It's
here,
worth
man.
it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's hard to compete
yeah,
with that.
that Prince stuff was tough because it rained, dude.
Yeah.
How do you
Purple Rain,
and it
Raining.
rained? Yeah.
Prince is out there just shredding. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do
Great
you top
guitarist,
that?
great vocalist, great songwriter, great front man.
He could play all instruments.
Producer,
Well,
yeah,
many
Yeah.
instruments.
amazing.
And remember that time where he was like, game, blouses, right?
That was Dave Chappelle.
That was Dave Chappelle as Prince.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, okay, I got that one right. Come on. All right, I'm 1 for 5 now, or 1 for 6, whatever it is. Yeah, well, you know what is gonna involve a lot of misses for many people is all the issues that we're dealing with housing right now, right? Whether it's rent or ownership or
Right. This is affecting the area around, Super Bowl City right
Oh,
now
yeah.
in
Yeah.
SoFi and the surrounding regions there. We got vacancies hitting a 22-year low, and rent is at an all-time high.
That's really crazy in LA.
Yeah, and up and down. It's crazy in the Bay Area as well.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, you know what that means? Supply and demand. Build some more fucking housing and quit being a NIMBY.
Yeah.
yeah,
with that.
Dave Chappelle.
Right.
Ooh, yeah, where he was like, "Why are you trying to be like inclusive of this? Of how was it worded? Like affordable housing, right?
Yeah.
Affordable housing. for a project that's like gonna bring in what 23 mil or something in revenue, when I'm offering you a 65 or 60 mil, right, like a deal, right, an investment and this and that.
Yeah.
Very high class, bougie ass.
It was a big
motherfucker of
big
him.
baller move.
Big
but
baller move, yeah. But also it's
it
kind of
was a dick
revealing.
move.
It was also just revealing, that he's, we're his
Not cool,
NIMBY.
man.
We're his NIMBY
Yeah, his
melee.
NB, yeah.
Well, yeah, because I think that was like it was too cookie cutter or something like that. Like
He just doesn't want it in his town because his town's his secret thing, and it's always been his secret thing, and he just doesn't want.
Supposedly, he said that he would.
It's like it's not a secret. Ohio is just Ohio.
Supposedly, he said that he would support other housing if it was done differently.
Okay, so we can give him a
which is the
pass,
tale as old as time
semi-pass.
with NIMBYism, though. It's just like, if only it was like this.
exactly the way I wanted it. Yeah.
Oh,
Or
okay.
what if the like this was not in my town?
Right, yeah.
The exact same thing in a different town. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, I'm for that.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to say right now, but still, we're noticing that, and that was like you said, a kind of a harsh move.
Right. So what wasn't harsh, though, was Gavin extending the COVID sick leave bill.
Oh, for some people that's harsh. For some people, that's the greatest amount of oppression they've ever experienced in their life.
Right. Good Lord. Yeah. So companies with 26 employees or more, they have the ability to take up to 2 weeks paid time off if you get COVID, which is cool. I mean, at this point, it's like if you're exposed and you're in really, 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 high exposure places like hospitals and stuff, you should get paid time off for getting exposed to that. If it's a situation where, companies aren't vaccinating their workers or checking vaccination status, then that's another story, but at least this help is here.
Yeah.
Precautions have to be taken.
Right.
Yeah, and part of the challenges that come with these mask enforcement policies is like, and I guess just COVID in general, right? It's just like, there are sacrifices to be made, and when we live in a society where we're gonna inevitably be around people, but also there's a lot of times within these different policies that there are opportunities to have all options,
Yeah.
and it just when people treat things as so black and white, or maybe being even perhaps insensitive or blind to the reality of like it makes sense to sacrifice for a bit longer, and people say, well, goalposts always shift. Well, I mean, yes, and that's life. I mean.
Right.
Unless you're living
That's science too.
that's science too, and
The name of the game.
Yeah, and unless you're living in expectation and in your own world, I mean, it's just we have to learn to adapt. I mean, that's part of being human.
Nothing's that black and white, and
Right.
only Sith speak in absolutes.
Ooh,
Hey.
hey, thank
I
you.
like that.
Bring it back home, baby. Bring it back home.
I know that reference.
Yeah.
You don't know it, George.
Obi-Wan.
Ooh.
How dare you? How dare you? Let me speak to your manager. Let me speak to your manager. You're talking.
Don't go Karen on me. Don't
Yeah,
do
how
that.
dare you? How dare you?
Don't do
How dare
that.
you talk shit? Let me speak to
Too
your
many of
manager.
them out there.
How dare you call me out on my right? But speaking of,
Oh yeah.
what's up with this?
Well, that's a good Karen. Karen Bass. She's Representative Karen Bass. So she's running for mayor against Garcetti
Yeah.
officially.
Yeah, cool.
And she kind of came out and she unveiled a public safety plan talking about how, the majority of the complaints that they're getting is that residents don't feel safe right now. And so they're trying to return the authorized strength of LAPD, which is, huge, to 9,700 officers, I think. which
And
has
what is
been
it
down.
currently?
It's been down like under 300 from there. So like 90. What do you think about?
I don't know.
I want you to guess. I want you to do math.
300 less?
Wait, so 90, so only like
Under
9,000?
9,500. It's like
Oh,
9,400 roughly. We're talking rough
95.
numbers.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to quiz you guys.
Nope, I failed again.
Math.
One out of 7.
Well,
Why not the 7?
that's a good score.
Thank you.
If you're
Unique
if
one
you're
anyway.
batting.
Hey.
That's true.
So, she wants to get more investigators and detectives to do more of the sleuthing work that needs to be done. And then also, basically, they would shift a lot of the desk officers, who are doing the majority of like the paperwork and the filing and the official stuff to, go up and
Hopefully not
promoted.
without a little bit of a refresher and sort of like.
Oh, they do. Yeah, they have. Yeah, they do.
In terms of how to,
Yeah, it's like
navigate.
it's like any job. If you transition into another department, they train
Yeah,
you.
good. I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, well, I mean, I wonder if or if there was sort of a part of LA that was like very very much represented and like contributing to the stat, right, of the feeling of unsafety and this and that.
Well, I mean,
or
it's
the
all-
source of it. I don't know. Did they get to mention what was the source of that feeling of lack of
Well,
security?
yeah,
in their
because
home?
there's been a lot of like carjackings. There's been a
Oh,
lot of
big time.
shoplifting. There's
Big
just
time.
been
That's
all,
true,
and
very
not
true,
just here,
actually.
like all through California, and
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
kind of making us look like a joke. It's unfortunate, you know.
A lot of stealing of catalytic converters.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, what is this?
I
they're
don't know.
valuable.
Yeah. I mean, and I guess there's always a need. I mean, you'd think that they'd hit the quota by now, right? With how often you hear of them doing that crap, but oh well. But speaking of quotas and large numbers, right? Rogan, we're seeing a great divide in very great numbers on actually either side of
Yeah.
whether you're sort of in support of what's been happening against him and his podcast or not. And he has a lot of viewership, so I mean, it's bringing attention, like, period, right? Whether you love him or hate him, right? It's kind of like all publicity is good publicity.
I think every time like he's talked about, it's just good for him. He
Yeah?
just eats it.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure.
I'm not saying he eats it up, but like the machine eats it up.
The machine,
Right.
yeah.
The machine that it
Welcome to
has
the machine.
become.
Yeah, exactly. It's dirty. It's dirty. I mean, and it's for me, it's kind of just interesting though, like the source of what people are focusing on to sort of like censor and bring question to his influence and reach. And right, it's that, like, right now the big thing is a video that someone crafted that is sort of showcasing him use a very I mean, any use is bad use, but a lot of use of the N-word, right? And that happened from some time ago, right? It was kind of early on in his podcast career, and I'm not saying overlook it, but I mean, I think that even recently he's presented a lot of material that's like, that's kind of questionable that you're talking about it and that you
Right.
felt okay posting it, and like with him and Jordan Peterson, right, kind of having a conversation
Yeah.
on
I mean, these guys- so, I mean-
the transgender community,
So
right? And
this is
and that was
what
kind of
this is the point, though. Is just like we can't cross the line and go, okay, you can't say this stuff. You can't talk about this. You can't do okay. But people who have a platform have a responsibility.
to talk about it
And even
respectfully and responsibly.
Rogan came out when this whole
Yeah.
controversy came out, and he was like, I got a responsibility, and I should be having different opinions on, and I should be just like, yeah, dude, you knew that. You knew this
Yeah,
the
so
whole
then
fucking
just do
time.
it. Then just do it.
What? Just do it. Exactly. Like, what is the big deal? And he's learning the hard way, I guess, that you can't please everybody. But like again, people are going to talk about cancel culture and shit like that. It's like he's got 100 million followers.
I know,
or whatever.
and they're acting like he's hurting, It's
He
like,
ain't hurting.
man, yeah.
He's got
these
more
people, man.
following than the mainstream media, and everybody's like, "Oh, the mainstream media controls the conversation." Like, no,
Yeah.
you idiot! You just said that
Exactly.
he's got more views than the mainstream media. So
Exactly,
who's
I
really
know.
controlling the fucking
Yeah, who's the mainstream
conversation?
media
Yeah.
then?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
He has
With
more
social
views than
media-
all the mainstream media put together almost.
People like
Yeah.
to dog the media, and they forget that with social media, we're the fucking media now.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're the ones who like stuff, and we upvote stuff, or we downvote
Yeah.
stuff,
We're bringing
and
you
the
the
news
news.
is
Yeah,
consumed like that these days.
Exactly. I mean,
And it's
even
on
us, right? We're
everything.
trying to do that, but and ultimately, that's not an inherently bad thing. But it's again
No.
like trusting that the people who are trying to do it are doing it in good faith and
Right.
and trying to have a ideally respectful conversation, because we're social beings and we got to live with each other at the end of the day. So
Yeah. Or instead of doing respectful conversation, we can instigate a fucking erection
ooh,
or an insurrection.
an insurrection, or just pretend none of it ever existed and chomp it up and eat it up, right? And just
Right.
make it go away.
Yeah.
There we
Don't
go.
do it, Joe.
Ooh,
Please don't
ooh.
eat any
circa,
paper.
Circa what? Probably November and December 2020, right?
My
right.
God.
I don't believe these numbers. That was wild
So-
to hear, but it wasn't
don't
also
know,
wild. It also
like,
felt par
isn't-
for the course,
Isn't
but
there like backups on like hard drives
Yeah,
and stuff?
most-
Why would he eat?
Yeah.
the
Most
paper?
documents
Doing
are
their job,
electronic.
maybe.
Yeah.
yeah. And take a wild guess, because we haven't mentioned who we're talking about yet, but can you guess someone that's eating papers that make them upset and unhappy
And also flushing them down the White House toilet.
and also flushing them down the White House toilet? It's none other than Donald J. Trump. Yeah, what a loser. A fat loser, man.
Loser.
Just a fatty loser, man. Wearing L's all day, man. I mean, I feel like
He came out swinging for Joe Rogan too recently to kind of tie it back to
He
that.
just wants to be on Joe Rogan though, like that's
exactly. And then he'll get him on, and then he'll because the last interview he did with NPR, that was a dumpster fire for him. It just shows that he can't take the heat. And
I just don't think Rogan would ever have Trump on because he's a progressive. So, like.
Too crazy.
Wait,
Yeah.
who's a progressive? Trump or
Rogan's a progressive.
Which one of
You're
those?
using the term progressive very loosely.
But I was
gonna
going to say, which one of those are progressive, though? I was
I mean, like,
Trump?
No, definitely
Rogan?
Not Trump, definitely.
But
not.
definitely, I
they're
wouldn't say
probably about
definitely
as
Rogan.
progressive.
I mean, I personally wouldn't say Rogan is progressive.
I don't know. He backed Bernie Sanders for the whole like.
Of course he did, because all the same, they're all anti-establishment. They're all making fun of Biden. It's like, you guys fucking sat back and watched Trump, and then they're making fun of Biden. Like, yeah, it's so stupid to have somebody who has an administration behind him that can actually do the fucking job right. But it kind of comes with that libertarian mindset, and it's kind of
AKA another word for asshole.
And then to drop back, it's just like we got MLK Day coming up, and it's Black History Month, and everybody's talking about Joe Rogan saying the N-word. Like,
Yeah.
can we talk about better shit and like really, really not like let him have all the spotlight, because he's just getting he's getting free advertisement.
Trippy though, I see it. I've been seeing a lot on social media. They're like, leave it to non-POCs that I'm not going to mention to try to steal the thunder of those that Black History Month is trying to highlight, right? And you even heard it with TikTok was trying to host some sort of like a symposium, some sort of like conference thing geared towards Black content creators, right? And a big thing was that a TikTok content creator that is non-black pretty much was like invited, elected. Oh, and this event was also sort of run co-hosted by Nicki Minaj, right? And anyway, but that this person got it, and they're not a black person identify they're not identifiably black. Well, that pretty much they're like, hey, look, I'm Brazilian. They're talking about, hey, I'm Brazilian, and but there's a lot of black people in my life, like my stepdad and my sister, and that's why I'm going here. I don't know. It's been a very contentious thing right now on social media, and kind of just reminded me of like that you were saying, like Black History Month. Of course, all this focus on Joe Rogan and this very very unfortunate wrong interaction with the reality of that black people experience.
What he said.
Yeah, no, of course, but it's just talking about again something I've seen on social media is leave it to non-POC people to try to steal away thunder from black people for Black History Month. So anyways, it's all wild, but hopefully we can move on. I mean, it'd be nice to get some good news, some nice news that we are hearing. Still early, but very good, right? Congress is seeing support, and we're getting traction for the insider trading bill, right?
Yeah.
That's trying to go in, and that Pelosi was originally against, but now showing support for, which is cool. I mean, better late than never. I mean, yeah, it showed that where her chips were laying, when she was like, that's okay, we can trade.
Speak.
Yeah, right. But
to coin a phrase.
Yeah, to coin a phrase. But now, hey, I mean, I appreciate that there's support there. So where's everyone else at,
Yeah, I mean, it's a trip to see this, because there's almost as much bipartisan support for this as there is for insider fucking trading. Yeah. So hopefully something gets done.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be good. It'd be good to get a win within the realm of sort of just our financial ecosystem, right? And that there's more that's just experienced more equitably, honestly, at the end of the day.
But I mean, and then again, it's hard to really, be confident about this kind of stuff when you have people in Congress who confuse the Gestapo with Gazpacho.
Yeah.
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, I mean, I guess when you're thinking of tasty gazpacho soup, I mean, you're bound to fumble. You're bound to fumble your words, I guess. Yeah. Right. Well, I guess
Gazpacho burned my mouth.
Yeah. I guess. Well, or maybe that just reveals what MTG was thinking about when she was trying to hate on Pelosi. And she's just like, okay, I'm going to do my hate on Pelosi bit, and then I'm going to go to soup plantation afterwards.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. This is what happens when you let Twitter warriors become Congress people.
Yeah. Yeah. What was more surprising, that or the paper eating? I don't know.
I don't know, but
I'm not
I'm
surprised about the
definitely
pig
not
reading.
surprised that they're both Republicans.
Right.
Tell you that much. Jesus.
Yeah, well, you know what? They're just like us. You know, we make mistakes. You know, they bat 1 for 8 just like me.
Yeah, I've accidentally ate documents instead of shredding them many times,
Yeah,
and I confuse the Gestapo with Gazpacho
Shredding,
very often when I'm
I'm
at
sure
the
you
store.
shred electronic documents all the time,
Mm-hmm.
like because you think it's gonna delete
Shred
them.
electronic documents. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of the digitalization of things, right? Crypto, we're seeing a lot of activity with crypto right now, and
Yeah, there was a big dip, wasn't there?
Yeah, it's coming.
yeah.
It's
slow
slow
climb. It's a slow climb out of the Sarlacc pit. But
because like India legalized it first, and then now Russia's like legislating it. So
Wait,
they're trying to like finally somebody's trying to do something about China. I
some
guess.
comrade coin for you.
Yeah, because China made it pretty much illegal, but like if everybody else decides to use it, they're still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's currency.
Yeah, I mean, at the day, it's about mass adoption, right? So it's nice to see, and hopefully, continues helping us crypto boys. You know, allow others to see the value that
I'm
we
a
see.
crypto boy.
Yeah, I'm a crypto boy.
I'm definitely
I'm
not
mining
definitely
coins.
for the record, not a crypto boy. Not a crypto boy.
I'm
I've
into
invested before, but I would never
NFTs.
call myself a crypto boy.
Non-fungies. Sorry.
You're going to
fun times.
jail.
Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that. I was like, you know what? I miss the Island Boys.
Did you
It's
see
been a while.
their house got raided?
No, why?
They were hanging out with somebody who was like a convicted felon or something,
Nah.
and then boom, into
Oh.
the. You kind of wish they were TikToking that in the moment. You know, that would be interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that would have probably given them some cred that they're trying to garner. You know. I mean, I would say, right?
They're from the streets.
You don't need your cred like that anymore.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was trying to give them the benefit of doubt, which also kind of speaks of them poorly in another way. Anyway, it's all bad. But another bad thing. But I don't know. Still always in our lives. Facebook. What's going on with them?
Fuck.
After exactly. Fuck
Or
'em.
Meta.
Yeah, Meta.
Nah,
Fuck Meta.
Facebook. Nah, Facebook. Fuck Facebook.
So
Oh wait, can
they
I?
had come out and they had talked about pulling out of the European market, and the French and German
They're like dope.
prime ministers were like,
Do it.
They're like,
Yeah, why not?
yes, please, bye bye.
sure. Can we get some of that?
And then Zucker bitch was like, no, sorry, I'm just kidding. Nah, he
Right.
hasn't said that yet, but maybe.
I mean, they need the users. You know, they
Yeah, I
need
mean,
the user network.
they've been experiencing a big dip in their usership, right?
Well, yeah, because someone got
Usership,
raped on
is
their
that a-
first the metaverse when it first opened.
Oh dear lord.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and they didn't like. I don't know. The
Dear
person was
Lord.
like, we were talking about this earlier. Like, it was like, why didn't they just unplug it or like turn it off? Like, let themselves be raped. Like,
I mean,
metaverse.
in a
Weird.
way, I mean, you know, something that's what they say about when people are in shock, right? Where they just kind of
Well, because
freeze.
it's different. It's like a video game. Like you. Can
Yeah,
turn it
no,
off, like,
true.
You know what I mean?
Or yeah, no, I mean,
But like
Ah.
it happened. Like it's
Yeah,
fucked
yeah,
up.
it's still-
like,
still-
it's
yeah,
fucked
it's still
up.
happening and
Like,
it's fucked up,
what-
yeah.
I heard creators of VR are gonna start putting the ability to have like personal boundaries in the VR world.
Oh, that's cool.
And as
Yeah.
soon as something starts passing that threshold, they just exit out or somehow get protected.
You just
I-
kind of
I-
like strafe to the side like you would in a video game. Like you go up against the wall and you just.
Or like that. What was that cop guy? Remember, I was just telling you guys that cop guy, the one that's like, when you're trying to apprehend someone with a gun, you might get shot, but don't get shot a lot. That guy, right? The dude, right?
Yeah.
But he just had a thing where he it was a video of him walking in a circle, like pushing guys to the side, and he's like when you're, and pretty much he was like, when you're fighting a lot of guys, a good way to apprehend them is going in a circle, and that way you can address all of them, but individually. And I could just imagine someone going in a circle and just like a group of like NPCs just chasing them in that same circle, never being able to catch up to him, because they don't know how to cut them up, they don't know how to utilize the radius to their advantage. But anyway, yeah. Well,
High times the radius squared.
ooh, yeah.
Oh, you're just a regular old cousin of Alexa over here, aren't you?
Oh yeah, that is very Alexa of you.
Paul, tell me what the weather is in Anaheim.
Creamsicle, tell me what's going on in your crane.
The Ukraine.
In your crane.
In Ukraine.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
boy.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's about to blow over
Yeah,
there.
it's getting bad. Biden is telling American citizens to get out as of a couple hours ago.
I'm surprised it didn't happen sooner, to be honest. I don't know.
I don't know why people
100K
need to be
troops,
told.
Yeah,
you
I don't know why you need to be told. You should not be in that country right now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, I
it's-
guess if you're trying to, if you're there for family and maybe you're like, hey, when I'm there, I'm not even really privy to international events, but
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, the powder keg is about to blow.
Yeah.
There's joint Russian and Belarusian drills going on right
Wow.
on the border.
Wow.
And yeah, this is a preclusion to
Wait, so just
invasion,
ask
supposedly.
real quick: is Belarus? They're a part of Russia, Belarus, kind of.
Yes and no. I mean, they're working together.
Oh.
They're adjacent there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Because I know Belarus is right by the Ukraine.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know like.
You know what was
They're
interesting?
sympathetic to Putin's angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And something else I was gonna say in terms of maybe not sympathetic towards Putin, but trying to really not go anywhere that it didn't need to. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, you still got to call it what it is. But I was hearing on either KNX 1070 or NPR a day or two ago talking about how people in Ukraine and I'm blanking on the president of Ukraine. Zelensky, thank you. That they're pretty much trying to communicate to like a Biden and the U.S. and well, because at the time, even in general, the U.S. is probably the most involved right now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
With the situation, they're trying to tell them, hey, look, like, hold your horses here. Let's not jump to any conclusions because economically they benefit a lot from the proximity to Russia, right? And the trade that's involved. So it's like this is really going to impact us domestically and pretty much like, hey, let's avoid it. But I mean, at the end of the day, are you gonna try to avoid it so much that you're gonna be over? I mean, at the end of the day, we're speaking from afar, so we don't really know. But
Right.
as we understand it, it does seem very tense,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
more than ever now, especially.
Yeah. So make sure you're paying attention, folks.
Yeah,
It's important.
Pay attention, folks. It's barely February here, and we gotta keep on going, doing our due diligence. And as always, we're grateful that you spend your time with us, doing your due diligence to check out our episodes. And we're here with episode 13 coming to an end. And coming up, we are really working on our content game and looking to have some continued opportunities to branch out with our clips and just continue to get that interaction. But regardless, that you're here is more than we can ask for. And so thank you all. You have a great night. We will see you next week probably.
See ya.
And until then, be safe. Bye-bye.
All right.
Ah!